Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imagine this. A companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, loved reciting a short surah because it perfectly described Allah's essence. The Prophet, peace be upon him, responded to his love by saying, "Your love for it will admit you to paradise." Now pause for a moment and reflect. Just loving and reciting a single surah could secure your place in Jannah. Isn't that incredible? Many of us know that Surah Al-Ikhlas equals 1/3 of the Quran in reward. But did you know that reciting it regularly is a shield from hellfire? Or that saying it before you sleep brings Allah's protection over you throughout the night? These are just a few of the remarkable virtues of this surah. In today's video, we're diving into 6 life-changing powers of Surah Al-Ikhlas and how you can incorporate them into your daily routine to transform your relationship with Allah. What makes the surah so beloved to Allah? How can such a short chapter carry such immense rewards? And most importantly, how can you ensure you're reaping its blessings every single day? These are the questions we'll answer together. Make sure to stay until the end of the video, because I'll also share practical steps to help you benefit from these virtues. If you find value in content like this, content that nourishes your soul and brings you closer to Allah, don't forget to subscribe to The Inspired Muslim. Let's begin. 1. Equivalent to 1/3 of the Quran. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "By him in whose hand my soul is, it is equal to 1/3 of the Quran." This incredible statement highlights the unmatched value of Surah Al-Ikhlas. But what does it mean for a surah so short, just 4 verses long, to be equivalent to 1/3 of the Quran? The Quran is a divine message, addressing 3 main themes: Tawhid, oneness of Allah, rules and guidance for living, and stories of the past prophets and nations. Surah Al-Ikhlas entirely encapsulates the first and most important theme, the absolute oneness and uniqueness of Allah. Its 4 verses are a perfect, concise summary of who Allah is. By reciting it, you are engaging in a profound act of declaring Allah's oneness, a cornerstone of Islamic belief. Think about the power of that for a moment. Reciting this one surah is as if you have grasped the essence of Tawhid, which forms the foundation of our deen. Now imagine incorporating it into your daily life, after salah, during your morning or evening remembrances, or even when you need a moment of peace. But here's something even more inspiring. The simplicity of this reward makes it accessible to everyone. Whether you're a scholar or a new Muslim, a child or an elder, reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas is easy. Yet its reward is monumental. So let me ask you, are you taking full advantage of this opportunity to earn such immense rewards? If not, what's stopping you from making it part of your daily routine? Remember, Allah has made attaining His mercy simple for us. Start reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas consistently and witness how it transforms your connection with the Quran and Allah. 2. A gateway to Allah's love. Surah Al-Ikhlas holds a special place in the hearts of believers. But did you know that loving this surah could be your key to entering paradise? In an authentic Hadith, a companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would frequently recite Surah Al-Ikhlas because he loved its powerful message about Allah's attributes. When this was mentioned to the Prophet, he responded, "Your love for it will admit you to paradise." Pause and think about that for a moment. This companion's deep connection with Surah Al-Ikhlas, his love for what it represented, was enough to guarantee him a place in Jannah. It wasn't about lengthy recitations or complex acts of worship. It was simply about loving and truly appreciating the words of Allah that describe Him in all His perfection. Surah Al-Ikhlas is a declaration of Allah's oneness and absolute uniqueness. He is Ahad, the one and only, As-Samad, the eternal refuge, and completely independent, unlike anything or anyone. By loving this surah, you are in essence showing your love for Allah Himself. You are acknowledging His greatness, His unmatched qualities, and His mercy over His creation. Now ask yourself, do you feel this connection to Surah Ikhlas? Have you ever recited it not just as a routine, but with the awareness that these are the words Allah has chosen to describe Himself? If not, it's time to deepen your relationship with this beautiful surah. Reflect on its meanings, recite it in your prayers, and let it remind you of the one who is always there for you. The good news is that it's never too late to develop this love. Start small. Recite Surah Al-Ikhlas after every salah or as part of your morning and evening Adhkar. Over time, this love will grow in your heart, and with it, your hope for Allah's mercy and Jannah. Because, as this hadith shows, loving Surah Al-Ikhlas is not just about understanding Allah, it's about building your path to paradise. 3. Protection from hellfire. One of the most profound virtues of Surah Al-Ikhlas is its power to protect you from the hellfire. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites Surah Al-Ikhlas 10 times, Allah will build for him a house in paradise." Imagine, just 10 short recitations of this powerful surah can earn you a home in Jannah, your eternal abode of peace and joy. But this virtue goes even further. Surah Al-Ikhlas is not just a means of attaining reward, it is also a shield. The very act of declaring Allah's oneness and affirming His uniqueness has a spiritual impact that purifies the heart and keeps you away from sin. This purity, in turn, serves as protection from hellfire. When you recite this surah, you are reaffirming your faith, detaching your heart from worldly distractions, and reminding yourself of the ultimate goal, Allah's pleasure and paradise. Now, let's think practically. How often do we neglect the simple opportunities to build our reward? 10 recitations of Surah Al-Ikhlas can be completed in less than 2 minutes. You could do this during your commute, while waiting for food to cook, or even before bed. Yet this small effort carries a massive reward, a house in paradise. The Prophet, peace be upon him, didn't just teach us the value of this surah, he showed us how to make it part of our lives. For example, he would include Surah Al-Ikhlas in his Sunnah prayers, and often in the Witr prayer. By following this Sunnah, we not only protect ourselves from hellfire, but also draw closer to the beloved practice of the Prophet. Here's a challenge. Starting today, recite Surah Al-Ikhlas 10 times every morning or evening. Make it a habit, and let it become your daily reminder of the eternal rewards awaiting you. Ask yourself, if Allah has promised us so much for such a small act, why wouldn't we seize this opportunity? Let this surah be your shield, your guide, and your hope for a home in Jannah. Because the ultimate protection from hellfire lies in sincerely turning to Allah and proclaiming His greatness, which this surah so beautifully allows us to do. 4. Integral part of daily worship and protection. Surah Al-Ikhlas is more than just a chapter of the Quran, it is a daily companion for every Muslim. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, made it an essential part of his daily acts of worship, teaching us its significance in salah, adhkar, remembrances, and even before sleeping. Its consistent recitation not only brings immense rewards, but also serves as a source of spiritual protection and blessings in our lives. In Salah, the Prophet, peace be upon him, would frequently recite Surah Al-Ikhlas in his Sunnah, voluntary prayers. It was part of his regular practice in the Sunnah prayers before Fajr and after Maghrib, as well as in the Witr prayer at night. Its concise yet profound message about Allah's oneness makes it a powerful addition to your salah. Including it in your prayers allows you to connect deeply with Allah, reflecting on His unique attributes as Ahad, the One, and As-Samad, the eternal refuge. This surah is also a core part of the daily morning and evening Adhkar, as taught by the Prophet, peace be upon him. Reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas 3 times during these moments envelops you in Allah's protection throughout the day or night. It serves as a constant reminder that Allah is your refuge and guardian, shielding you from harm, spiritual misguidance, and weakness. Before going to sleep, the Prophet, peace be upon him, would recite Surah Al-Ikhlas, along with Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, then blow into his palms and wipe them over his body. This Sunnah practice is not only a powerful way to seek Allah's protection for the night, but also a beautiful reminder of His mercy as you end your day in submission and trust. To incorporate this into your daily life, begin by making Surah Al-Ikhlas a part of your post-Salah routine. Recite it after every obligatory prayer as a simple yet impactful habit. In the mornings and evenings, include it in your Adhkar by reciting it 3 times after Fajr and Maghrib prayers. And before sleeping, follow the Sunnah by reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, and An-Nas to seek Allah's protection as you rest. Reflect on the significance of this surah in your daily life. Are you consistent in seeking Allah's protection and blessings through it? If not, now is the perfect time to start. Surah Ikhlas is not just a chapter of the Quran, It is a companion, a shield, and a pathway to countless rewards and Allah's pleasure. Make it a part of your daily routine and witness how it transforms your spiritual connection and strengthens your faith. Before we dive deeper into the powerful virtues of Surah Al-Ikhlas, let me remind you to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. At The Inspired Muslim, we bring you content that uplifts your soul, strengthens your faith, and helps you grow spiritually. By subscribing, you'll never miss an opportunity to learn and connect with Allah's guidance. Let's grow together on this beautiful journey. Now, let's continue. 5. Strengthening faith in Allah. Surah Al-Ikhlas is a profound declaration of Allah's oneness and uniqueness, making it a cornerstone of a Muslim's faith. Its 4 short verses summarize the essence of Tawhid, the belief in Allah as the one and only God, free from any partners or equals. Reciting and reflecting on this surah strengthens our connection with Allah and reminds us of His greatness, independence, and mercy. The first verse, "Say He is Allah the One," affirms that Allah is Ahad, the one and only, unlike any other. This singularity is not just in number, but in essence. Allah is unique and incomparable in His attributes and power. When we declare this, we are reaffirming our faith in Allah's oneness, rejecting any form of shirk, association of partners with Allah, and acknowledging that He alone deserves our worship. The second verse, Allah, the eternal refuge, describes Allah as As-Samad, the one upon whom all creation depends, yet He depends on no one. This verse reminds us of our utter reliance on Allah in every moment of our lives. Whether we are seeking guidance, provision, or protection, it is Allah alone who can fulfill our needs. Reflecting on this attribute strengthens our trust in Him and reduces our attachment to worldly means and dependencies. The next 2 verses, "He neither begets nor is born, and there is nothing comparable to Him," negate any association of human-like attributes with Allah. He is free from lineage, parents, or offspring. Unlike creation, Allah is eternal, without beginning or end, and there is nothing that can ever be compared to Him. These verses challenge us to purify our understanding of Allah, ensuring that we worship Him as He truly is, without attributing human limitations or relationships to Him. This surah is a profound spiritual reminder that Allah is unique, self-sufficient, and incomparable. Reciting it regularly can deeply strengthen our faith and help us maintain the purity of Tawhid in our hearts and actions. When life feels overwhelming, returning to this surah helps us realign our focus, reminding us that everything is under Allah's control and that He is the ultimate source of strength and support. To strengthen your connection to Allah through Surah Al-Ikhlas, reflect on its meaning during your prayers and Adhkar. Pause and think about what it truly means for Allah to be Ahad and As-Samad. Let these attributes remind you of Allah's greatness and your need for Him in every aspect of your life. By internalizing the message of this surah, you not only strengthen your belief, but also solidify your relationship with the Creator, the one who is unlike any other. 6. Easy yet immensely rewarding. One of the most remarkable virtues of Surah Al-Ikhlas is how easy it is to recite while carrying immense rewards. Its simplicity and brevity make it accessible to everyone, regardless of their age, background, or level of Islamic knowledge. Yet, its rewards are monumental, offering spiritual benefits that far outweigh the few seconds it takes to recite. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized its significance by saying, "By Him in whose hand my soul is, it is equal to 1/3 of the Quran." This shows how reciting just these 4 verses is spiritually equivalent to reading 1/3 of the Quran. Imagine the ease of reciting this short surah and earning such an immense reward. It's a gift from Allah to every believer. Beyond its equivalence to 1/3 of the Quran, Surah Al-Ikhlas offers other rewards that are just as profound. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites Surah Al-Ikhlas 10 times, Allah will build for him a house in paradise." Reflect on this for a moment. In less than 2 minutes, by simply reciting this surah 10 times, you can earn a house in Jannah, a reward that reflects the mercy and generosity of Allah. The beauty of Surah Al-Ikhlas lies in its accessibility. Children as young as 3 or 4 can memorize it, and many of us learned it as one of our first surahs. This makes it one of the easiest ways to incorporate consistent good deeds into our lives. Whether you're busy with work, commuting, or simply relaxing, you can recite this surah anytime and accumulate its endless rewards. In addition to its simplicity, Surah Al-Ikhlas is a lifeline for those who may find it challenging to recite longer chapters of the Quran. For elderly Muslims, new converts, or those with limited time, this surah provides an easy yet powerful way to stay connected with Allah. It's a reminder that Islam is a religion of mercy and ease, offering abundant rewards for even the simplest acts of worship. To make the most of this surah, integrate it into your daily routine. Recite it after every salah, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, often did. Make it a habit to recite it during your morning and evening Adhkar, as well as before sleeping, alongside Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas. You can even recite it during idle moments throughout the day, whether you're waiting in line, driving, or taking a break. Surah Al-Ikhlas is proof that Allah has made His rewards easily attainable for us. Its short verses carry infinite blessings, making it a source of hope and a reminder of Allah's mercy. The question is, are you making use of this divine gift? If not, start today. Recite it regularly, reflect on its meaning, and let it bring you closer to Allah. In just a few seconds, you can unlock rewards that last for eternity. As we've seen, Surah Al-Ikhlas is much more than a short chapter of the Quran. It's a profound declaration of Allah's oneness, a source of immense rewards, and a means of protection and guidance in our daily lives. Whether it's equivalent to 1/3 of the Quran, earning you a house in paradise, or simply reminding you of Allah's unique greatness, this surah is a priceless gift from Allah to every believer. Now, let me ask you, have you witnessed the power of Surah Al-Ikhlas in your own life? Have there been moments when reciting it brought you peace, protection, or clarity? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear how this surah has impacted your journey of faith. Also, how often do you include Surah Al-Ikhlas in your daily routine? Is it part of your Adhkar, or do you recite it during Salah? If not, what's stopping you from making it a regular practice? Let's start a conversation in the comments section about how we can all make the most of this beautiful chapter. Remember, Islam is a journey, and each step we take toward Allah brings us closer to His mercy and blessings. Let's make Surah Al-Ikhlas a consistent part of our lives and encourage others to do the same. Imagine the collective impact if we all shared this surah's virtues with just one other person. Finally, if this video inspired you or deepened your understanding of this powerful surah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Inspired Muslim. Your engagement helps us continue creating content that uplifts, motivates, and connects us all to the beauty of our faith. May Allah grant us the love for His book, the ability to act on its teachings, and the strength to incorporate Surah Al-Ikhlas into our daily lives. Jazakumullahu khairan for watching, and I look forward to seeing your thoughts and reflections in the comments. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.